Top one ladies, my name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku was Humongous Raptor. Here, just to be safe.
Humungoraptor. Humungoraptor.
Yeah. So, and if you guys don't know who heck this character is, he is like Kevin Levins's Aliens from the reboot segment thing, where he's a crossbreed of a Humungosaur and the Accelerate. Because there's a little game that I like to call that it takes basically you're basically a scientist that took one DNA and put it in with another DNA and you get like whatever it was. So normally I do like the dinosaur DNA with speed, and I always end up getting lofty rafters. So yeah. So that's right. But in this what if, I took a little bit step further of giving him more power. But yeah. For his upgrades thing. But so let's begin. I'm also adding zooming to this what if. So, and reason why I'm doing this what if is because I was watching YouTube video and I was just scrolling through the what if tabs, like basically what if Zuko stuff, and there's this one video that caught my eye, and it's called What If Deku Was Big Chill. The Big Chill is a Ben 10 character. Here, let me do. Hold on. Ben 10 Big Chill. Yeah. Someone was doing. Someone lying with him. So my original plan, because before I came across his video, go check him out, is that my original plan was for what if Deku was the entities of Infinity and Zero, or no, I meant the Galaxy and the Void. So, but that will be for tomorrow. So, So let's do this one. I promise it will come out. So yes. So let's begin. So Zuko and Zumi been born, and the yeah, and Zuko has this power, not a quirk, because a actual power, or that allows him to have either a humongous raptor, or his like traits. Like basically, what I mean is he can smell, he could run fast, and all that stuff. But yeah, the or he can turn into it, like and leave his human body. Basically, like he, if he cares about someone, he leaves his human side. He not completely, but just enough to, yeah. So yeah, Zuko and Zumi been born, and now at age 4, he and Zuko does have a quirk. So the quirk doctor tells both of them that the both of you have quirks. Because normally I would say that Zuko, or first the quirk doctor looks at Zumi and then tells her that she has quirk, and you know the formula. So yeah, and so Zuko uses the same thing, but Zuko has more quirks than his own sister has. So he has powers and quirks. So yeah. And what I mean by multiple quirks, one of them is like basically hardening. Basically, yeah. I'm making him broken in this what if. So yes. Compared to this one. So, yeah. So let's begin. Or let's continue, should I say. And basically, yeah, Zugu was training his body and his quirk. So they basically, let's say, who would I pick for friends? Because I already did Momo, I did Ochako, and I probably need to do Renko. Because the Renko, or I forget her name, the snake girl, what is her name? What is her name? Her. Because I know that there's different species and the I know there's different species, but fun fact, the big python, like big snake one, was in and that used to live with dinosaurs. There it was a giant snake in it. So that technically, I know that, and plus I also know that the dinosaurs had like feathers or bird wings. Things and yeah. So basically, yeah, I'm just clarifying that up. So now so so he's with so he's always hangs out with her. As he uses his so and yeah, he can actually because he yeah. So let's continue. So Zuko always hangs out with his friends, including her, Bakugo, and Toroki. So the so we have 3 normal humans and then one that could shapeshift into a dinosaur and one is a snake girl. That seems like a messed up. Yes, I know. But so the let's get back on topic. So they go to UA. Let's say she goes to UA too. And let's say his or he's not like super fond of it. But then the it evolved. So basically when he saw his sister was about to get run over and he's trying to figure out how to save without a signal hit. And a flame. Hold on 1 second. Oh. Oh. So, yeah. So you know how Rimuru, here, hold on. And time. Flow. And you know how in basically this one when Zuko was without the ring part, the summoning one, as he hung on fire, and what came out of him, or what came out of the flames, was a giant-sized dinosaur. I mean, big. As he transformed into the humongous raptor, and he ran and he like headbutts he headbutts the robot, pushing it back as he's clawing at it. As he picks it up, lifts it over, and there it goes. Boom. So then he picks up his sister, and he says, "Are you doing okay, sister?" "I'm fine." As her leg was jammed between, not literally jammed. It's just it's stuck between the two boulders, or two rocks, or two debris. As he runs, as the robot went haywire, and he got up and about to destroy the tire tire exam, as Zuko wasn't too happy about having, as he looks at it, as he goes and he uses his full blast, like his electrical energy, as he roars so loud that even it destroyed the entire robot with just that one voice. Roar! Boom! As it goes. As as most people are surprised about this. When everyone heard, they never saw, or Bakugo, Todoroki, Zumi, and, of course, the one, the only, Snake Girl. I'm saying, this girl right here was surprised about she's so surprised that even that as he tells them that this is what Zuko says. Man, that was just too fun. As he transforms back into And she, after the exam, yeah, like literally after the exam, he was about to walk home, but then he got stopped by none other than her. As the, yeah, so she basically walked up to him and he tells him that he, or congratulates him on, like, or actually, she tells him that her favorite animals, this is what she would have probably said. Actually, my favorite animal is a Raptor. Her so, oh, and so she asked him to date her. Yeah. So, yeah. As Zuko was so off guard about it, because he transforms into Humongous Raptor and he could change back. And he became, then he ended up getting asked out by a snakehead girl. Oh, I forget her name, so I'm just calling her that because, okay, as the, yeah, so then the prehistoric, so it's basically a prehistoric dinosaur getting asked out by a snake, modern snake. And he has talked to her, but it's just the, because sometimes she wonders if it was accepted, and yeah. So then it was kind of embarrassing for her, or kind of embarrassed for him to accept her right then and there. But it's just he doesn't mind it. It's just he doesn't want to tell her that, yeah. Or just as he's kind of embarrassed. So he can, so when so his parents, when he got home, his parents were like, well, how was the exam? Well, doing pretty good. The, amazingly, uh, and he did tell them, or no, actually, they know that he has a power of the, like, prehistoric one, but yeah, he has a humongous raptor, or he is a humongous raptor. So basically, he can. So he can basically, so his tail, as his owner always steps on it, or actually all three of his family members steps on his tail as he, yeah, maybe every time, or maybe I just realized this after making this video. The does I know that if someone steps on an actual dinosaur's tail, oh, would that be like same thing as, I don't know, getting your butt spankings every time you step on someone's tail? Like a prehistoric dinosaur's tail? That's what I sometimes wonder. Yeah. So now it's time. So he sometimes, so, and they know because of how powerful Zuko is. And yeah. So then Humongous Raptor, I'm just going between him and the Super AI chat thing version. Yeah. Because who knows? I mean, there's actually who would win between Ling. And I know mine is out because he's just recolored, reskinned of this with like spiky tail. So, and he has like cables coming out of his body, like a machine, basically. So, let's continue. So the time skip. So, yeah. So she ends up in class 1B, and the Zuko still hasn't really visit with her because he's still thinking about that, because he doesn't want to be rude to her, because it's just he loves her, but he doesn't want to commit it. Like, basically, that goes, or same saying to the canon version. So the canon version should just pull the trigger on Ochako. And, yeah, and so, yeah. But he doesn't want to do it to her because, or, no. Sorry, I just short circuit. Basically, what I'm trying to say is almost similar to what Zuko is going through. He needs to just pull the trigger and beam basically on Ochako. But then in this what if, Zuko needs to pull the trigger on the Snake Girl. But he doesn't want. She's kinda like trying to figure him out. he's like a, or she's trying to figure out what he's thinking. So then she accidentally stepped on his tail. Oh, like he's, oops, sorry about that, as she apologizes to him. Yeah, that's okay. Shouldn't have had my tail out during the school time. As he puts it back in, as he basically so he basically tells her, or actually she asks him, as he kind of says, gonna like say, hey, yeah, is because she asked him if it's okay with him to like date her, as he tells her, yeah, it was just embarrassed for me at that time. Hey, you cut me off, or you caught me off guard with that. As she's like, sorry. I would rather be your first than some other girl. Oh. Because after the whole dinosaur thing during the exam, Rinko, the student or basically a classmate of hers, wanted to take Zuko for himself. So a dinosaur and a snake is just too funny enough. Oh. But the dinosaur with a human? Man, that's just what had human. It would be like that one online comic where it was dinosaur girls that have from a waist, or no, from the hips part all the way up looks more human, but from the legs down is a dinosaur, basically. Yeah. That would be ridiculous. Because, yeah. So he's kind of embarrassed. He does. He does sit outside so that to be more peaceful. And yeah. She doesn't, she likes him more and more. And plus they're dating, so that really boosts their relationships to the higher up, basically. So, between her and him, basically, so Rinko is upset at the student or classmate of hers that because she stole Zuko from her. Yeah, from Rinko. So now a time skip to basically because it's similar to canon. Basically, like Zumi has or she gains one for all because she doesn't hate her brother. She's just she's the opposite of hating. She loves her brother to death and respects him because yeah. And plus, sometimes he gets yeah. So he's a big guy. So then yeah, as he's like, so then yeah, so he always ends up like before the so time skip to sports festival or no USJ and the plus so USJ thing happened and Zuko becomes a dinosaur and he knocks out the entire villains that were coming up to him. And Zuko like shoots a beam of fire. As most of the villains are like, oh no, no! As he yeah. As the basically he gets teleported to the with his sister to the same place. But at least he knows how to swim in dinosaur form. Yeah, so he swims as he. But there was one thing. As he says, name. As Zuko's dinosaur form can run on water, so yeah, because how fast he could go. So then so Zuko ends up getting them all up on his back, so he says, hold on tight. And Frog Girl, Monader, and Zumi Zumi and Frog Girl were basically on top of him, his back, and the Monader he's holding him so then he ran all the way across the water on her without any hesitation. Yeah. As he got Zumi all the way to the front doors, as he throws Minator and as Zumi looks behind and sees the Shirakisen's all upset. And as he's running right towards Zumi, he could tell that if he touches Zuko, he's dead. So Zuko ends up basically, he made it all the way to the front door, sets him down, but then Nomu, who comes up out of nowhere, grabs Zuko's tail and yeeted him all the way down to a flight of stairs. Right in front of Shiraki-sen. And yeah, so you know what happened to the guy? If you guys didn't see the movie of, I think it was Heroes Rising, I believe, but I don't remember, but it was that same scene. But the guy, or so Shiraki-sen, used his quirk, and it destroyed Zuko's entire body. But there was one thing. Because let's say dorms were implemented earlier. And like way earlier. Zuko just like plucked his own skin. Like his dinosaur skin off and put it right on in a tube so that he custom made it so that so when he died, he actually respawns because and I am giving him that power of reincarnation, or basically, or reborn. Or he comes back to life, basically. Because I know in, like, Ben 10 Reboot one, he has the energy manipulation of every time he swings his tail and all that stuff, but Zuko, who's one, is completely different. So, let's see how long this video took. I forgot to mention. Oh, that's perfect. Because I'm going to turn it into a movie. So then the next video, or maybe tomorrow, I'll probably do the what if Deku was the entity of Galaxy and the Void. So, and there will be probably similar to someone else's what if Deku was embodiment of hope and despair thing or whatever. So, yeah, let's continue. So they thought he was dead. But then and the dinosaur, or so Zuko's scale, who was at the the dorms because they, as he basically revived, he basically came back to life in his own, on the floor, because it was his bedroom. So so everybody was sad that they thought he was dead. Actually, I forgot to mention that Class 1B was in it too. But when they saw when the snake girl, I forget her name, I always end up forgetting her name, so that's why I always call her the snake girl. And her. Yeah, so she could not believe that her own, like, boyfriend got killed because she thought he was dead, first of all. But then so then after the whole USJ incident, they go back to the dorms. But then what was waiting for them was a surprise. He's waiting for them. As or as Zuko was like, as he's like, he was tired out. It took a lot of energy for him to. So when he came back to, so he woke up. Sorry, give me a minute to cough it out. Okay. So he basically tells his friends, as she says, or actually he gets up. He's moseying down. As they thought it was Zumi. But then as he's like, wait, what? I'm not Zumi, I'm Zuko. As everybody, his eyes widen. Basically having the shocked faces. As they're like, holy crud. How did you survive that? See, one of my powers and allows me to, when I peel off my own skin, or piece off the scale, then I can reform. If I die, then I can respawn. But it takes a lot of power to like reform me back to. Oh boy. Yeah. Did I miss anything? And, well, as Baku's like, well, you missed. But how were you, like, I have strange ways of, yeah. So now a time skip. I'm skipping over the sports show, so just a little bit to the fight one. Between, there's a round called, okay, you guys need to vote. Who would win between in the prehistoric Zuku, the dinosaur Zuku, called Humungoraptor, or Zuku, versus the and the Quirk versus her. And he kind of went easy on her so that he could have just bitten it off her head and call it done. But no, he's just like, huh. And so after they had their battle, and she even says, you could have just bit my head off and the fight would be really over. Yeah, man, I'm not that kind of person. So then he does all this stuff. And so, so time skip to All Might versus All for One. And, yeah, All Might versus All for One. All Might was down, but not out. As Humungoraptor was pretty strong. Sorry. So, All for One was like, alright. And then last words, yeah, I do. As a giant tail comes out of nowhere, smacks his All for One. As he says, leave my friends alone, you jerk. As he starts charging, he's not giving All for One a single chance. And as All for One in this What If is in his prime. So, yeah, he was in his prime. So, getting beaten up by a dinosaur kid that is like bigger than him is like, as he literally bit off All for One's head. As he's as he slams his tail against All for One. And he actually did something that, like, normal prehistoric, like, humongousaurs have, or that they need for special abilities, is kind of like Ditto, basically. So when he conjured up tens of these Velociraptors, or no, 10 of the Humungoraptors of his, as they all went for him, and bit it off All for One's arms, bit off his legs, and chewed him up and spit him out. And, yeah. Plus because one of his quirks was actually, it's similar to Twice, but it's called Dinomorph thing. So then he can also transfer, because as he pulls us scale out and put it on, he literally jammed it into All for One's chest. And it basically acts like a So when All For One tried to rip it out, as the quirks inside of his body, except for one quirk, because it did two things. First, it made every other quirks in the human body unstable. What it means is basically his immortality, not his search quirk, or not the search quirk, because Zuko scale grabs it. It's basically like he grabs the Wild Cat's Yellow's quirk. Yeah. And so he pulls it out of All For One's body as All For One's like, ah, boom, as explosions, as the, yeah. So then Zuko walked back, or he walked to, or he leans down with his exact same one, but instead of jamming it into her heart, he sets it down onto her. And I believe this is yours. Her quirk that's on my scale. I'm just returning it to you. As it allows her to purge, or basically it takes her quirk and places it back on if he sets it down gently. He did, and yeah, so then he basically keeps it around. So, yeah. And what I mean by he hit All For One with a tail thing, well, this is what happened. He hit so hard that All For One went through the entire building. Kaboom! Yeah. As he says, I didn't mean to. And All Might and the rest are like, yeah, we understand. But did you really have to use your tail to send this All For One flying? Yeah. That's the only way to get you or get him away from you, so. So then a time skip. I am skipping over the overhaul fight. And yes, I know this is a full movie, but I'm not trying to lose my voice for tomorrow's What If, because, yeah. So then so the time skip to the future. And finally, the snake girl, her, and Zuko, who, the humongous raptor Zuko, that's what I call it, then ends up getting married. Because she finally confessed her fling. Because she knows that, because she's so in love with Zuko so much. Then even his own because how he grows into I'm not talking about a little Slothy No, this is Humungosaurus basically, and he's bigger than, and he could grow 10 times more than Humungoraptor's size difference thing. And his mouth was, bigger. Like, long. I'm talking about his mouth. Like, yeah. So, she could unwrap her mouth. I'm trying to find the image. There it is. So, yeah. You know how, like, she can open that wide? Well, Zuko's, when he opens his mouth all the way, he tilts his head up, first of all. As he opens his mouth, like basically it looks like, and he doesn't need, or he can't itch his own foot as he, and what came out of, so this is going to be a funny part about, or weird part about the way that they had kids, is that first of all, she gave birth to them, but way that they were born, they looked like dinosaur eggs. Basically, what I mean is, here, DIN, dinosaur eggs. So, and they're big. Eggs. Yeah. And this is what they were. So, yeah. If you guys are hearing the dinosaur, hearing the dogs in the background, they're barking. So, yeah. So this is going to be, So, Zuko, the snake girl ends up having basically, basically dinosaur eggs coming out. And they're similar to their father's dinosaur form, mixed with their mother's snake form. So, yeah. So now, please leave a like, share, subscribe, comment, and peace out, y'all. Peace. Perfect. This is perfect. Because you know why? Because I'm perfect. No, you're not. Wow, be nice. So, peace out, y'all. Peace.